Right. Good morning to all students. Today we are beginning with the new system, nervous system. Uh, I hope you all feel well and same suggestion giving you today also. Take a note, small notes, so it is easy for you to follow. Right. Nervous system is a special organ made up of the special organ brain. Okay. Uh, this system comprises of our consciousness and intelligence. So this very complex system to understand, and we need to make a little parts to give us some idea about this nervous system. Right, this particular area, nervous system, distinguishes a human being from other species in terms of consciousness and intelligence. Okay, so highly complex system. And then the primary function of the nervous system is coordinate all the activities of the body, and enable the body to respond and adapt to changes. So if any changes comes, how to react for that changes or how to adapt our body into that changes. These things are regulated by a nervous system. A nervous system has two parts here. I mean, we can divide them, divide the nervous system into two parts. One is central nervous system, another one is a peripheral nervous system. Okay? They simply abbreviated CNS and PNF. Okay? The CNS, central nervous system, made up of two important organs. One is brain, other one is spinal cord. These both are suspended in the skull or in the cranium, and a fluid called cerebrospinal fluid that give cushion to both brain and spinal cord in from the injuries. Okay, when any hard impact or something happens, okay, that cerebrospinal fluid protects the brain and spinal cord. Both are very soft tissue, very sensitive tissue also. Any mild injuries will be very harmful to the health. Okay, so cerebrospinal fluid is a fluid surrounded the entire brain and spinal cord. Brain, in central nervous system, we are going to talk about the anatomy of the brain located in the cranium or skull. Okay, they have the six section in the brain. Okay, brain is a separate organ. I mean, control center, primary organ of the central nervous system. Okay, in the skull or in the cranium. Six section in the brain. Okay, they're called cerebrum, cerebellum, diencephalon, midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. These are some sections of the brain. And now on the right side, you can see this only the cut section of the brain. Okay, cerebrum, cerebellum, this is cerebrum. This one is called the brain stem. Consists of medulla oblongata, and mid. These are called brain stem. Above that, we have diencephalon here and midbrain. Okay. These are some basic idea about the structure or anatomy of the brain. You can down you can see this is a simple nature. I mean construction of the brain. I'll show you one more 3D picture. Uh, People able to see this picture?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Brain. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Now look at this. This is the overview of the anatomy of the brain. Okay. Now look at this 3D picture. So this is the anterior view. This is the posterior view. Here, this one is called cerebrum. This one is called cerebellum. The rest of the things are inside. In a cut section only, you can find those parts of the R section of the brain here. Okay, this is a midbrain and diencephalon. This is the stem, medulla oblongata, and pons. A little later, I'll discuss about that. Now, I wanted to give you the basic idea about the brain anatomy, right? So now you could see here this brain. This is a large part of the cerebrum. The largest part of the brain is the cerebrum. This has two hemisphere divided into two hemisphere. One hemisphere here and right hemisphere and left hemisphere. The two side. But sometimes people says we have two brain, left side brain and the right side brain. Does not mean like that. Okay, that's not true too. Okay, we have only one brain, and the only cerebrum divides into the two hemisphere, left side and right side. Okay, you could see this here. Okay. Good. Look at this cut section here. This is a posterior view. This one is called cerebellum. Okay. I'll come back to the. Can you able to see the slide now?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Okay, these all 6 sections: cerebrum, cerebellum, diencephalon, midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. Okay. Good. Now, see this. This is a real picture of the brain. Two hemisphere, cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest section of the brain, divided into two hemisphere, left and right. Okay, they have the 4 lobes. Okay, in the lobes means already we saw. I mean, we have seen this kind of lobes in lungs also. Lung 4 lobes means like kind of folds. Okay, you can see here for this pictorial illustration, the frontal means front side. Okay, frontal lobe, parietal lobe in the middle, the left side close to the air. Okay, that's called temporal lobe. Down to the neck. Okay, that's occipital lobe. There are 4 lobes. Okay. One is frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe. I didn't put the lobe in after the parietal temporal. Okay, if you taking notes, just include that lobe here. Okay, so cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, divided into two hemisphere, left and right hemisphere, and they have 4 lobes: frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital lobe. Okay. Right, now we should do the primary functions of the cerebrum. Okay, so the frontal lobe, this area responsible for reasoning and thought. Front lobe, okay, frontal lobe. Parietal lobe is integrates the sensory information. Okay, what are the information comes from the different parts of the body, integrates those kind of sensory information. Temporal lobe, as it is located very close to the air, very much associated with the auditory information processing. Okay, what sound it comes. Yeah, we able to understand by sound itself, whether it's a dog sound, whether it's a bird sound, whether it is a human sound. If a human means, already we have taught with the languages, what language it is, everything processed here in the temporal lobe. Okay, the occipital lobe responsible for the visual information process. Okay, so I summarize again. Largest part of the brain is the cerebrum, 2 hemisphere, 4 lobes. The front lobe is called frontal lobe, responsible for the reasoning and the thought. Parietal lobe, responsible to integrate sensory informations. Temporal lobe for the auditory information processing, and the occipital lobe is responsible for the visual information processing. Okay, good. These all some function. Okay, you have to remember these things. Okay, and the problem is it's very complex system. Internally we have a lot of deeper things are there, but we'll little superficially we cover it to give you overall idea of the brain. Okay, good. Now we move on to the cerebellum. Cerebellum, if you're able to see my cursor, you can see this one. This is cerebellum. Okay, little smaller to the cerebrum. Okay, just behind it, behind the skull, back of the skull, below to this cerebrum. Okay, this is cerebellum. Okay, this cerebellum responsible for the muscular coordination, balance, posture, and muscle tone. Okay, muscular coordination means some muscle, if you're contracting or when you're bending your arms, for example, some muscles are working, I mean contracting, that is called prime mover. Thus, when that particular muscle contracting, the other muscle has to relax to reciprocate the movement. Okay, this coordination, because one group of muscle works to make a movement, other group of muscle relaxing, assisting, or stabilizing something. These kind of coordination in the muscle done by, I mean, controlled by, regulated by this cerebellum. Okay, this controls the balance. Okay, so once the alcoholic person or someone after have a drink at the night, they feel missing the balance because that affects the activity of the cerebellum. Okay? So how we are standing, how much strength I should be given to one particular body part to maintain the balance. Suppose if I'm lifting my hand, keeping horizontal just above the ground, I'm able to keep that hand in the horizontal way. So I'm balancing my hand here. So number of muscles are working and coordinating, thereby be able to maintain the balance here. Like walking in the small beam, we need to have some balance. These balance are maintained by the cerebellum. Then posture. Posture means the standing posture or sitting posture. Okay, these all posture. This posture which gives idea how to maintain our body, the spatial sense, how much distance between me and the ground. I'm sitting in the chair. How much force should I give uh, to sit? I mean, comfortably on the chair. Muscle tone. Muscle tone is sometimes called a partial contraction of the muscle. They used to say very simple word. That means in the ready state of muscle. So muscle never relaxes it to the maximum. Always maintain a partial contraction. The partial contraction always helps us to do immediate action. Okay, no need to wait for, get ready for the muscle and make a movement. Okay, the partial contraction of the muscle is called muscle tone. These are some primary function of the cerebellum. Okay, good. Now we come to the diencephalon. Okay, diencephalon, which has two parts here. Between cerebrum and midbrain, it's located between the cerebrum. This one is cerebrum. One is cerebrum. Here the mid. This called diencephalon, that is called thalamus and hypothalamus. It has two things here. Okay. Now you can see here the numbers and connect yourself. This is the midbrain. This is the cerebrum. Between this is number 4, thalamus. Number 5 is a thalamus. Right. Good. This thalamus is responsible for sensory impulses, directs the sensory impulses. Okay, already the parietal lobe of cerebrum responsible for all sensory information processing. Okay, this act as a relay center, like mobile relay center. No, some whenever the signal comes from one center, from that directs to the different area. These function done by the thalamus. The function of the hypothalamus. Okay. Remember this word here. Remember this word here, autonomic nervous system. Later I'll discuss on that one, autonomic nervous system. Okay, which regulates autonomic nervous system function. What is autonomic nervous system function? I'll tell you little later. Okay, at the end of this slide, you can see that I can have some elaborated class on that one. Okay, that regulates temperature, appetite, water balance, sleep, blood vessel constriction, and dilation. It's a dilation, not a deletion. Change the word, okay? DIA, dilation. Okay, it's not a dilation. Okay, sorry, the mistake. I mean, type of error. It also involves in the emotions like anger, fear, pleasure, pain, and affection. Okay, these actions, if you call that, without our consciousness, will happen. Okay, remember whatever the word, the temperature, appetite, water balance, sleep. Okay, you cannot feel as you want to sleep. And you're able to make yourself sleep immediately after a minute. You cannot do it. Okay, it's autonomic system. Okay, same like temperature. We cannot maintain the temperature. Appetite also. Sometimes people may not feel hungry. When you see something, you'll get some appetite towards some food. These all naturally happens inside. Okay, that autonomically happen inside. These functions are autonomic function. I'll tell you later. Okay, these activities are controlled by the hypothalamus. Next, midbrain. Okay, so already you saw the midbrain here. Look at this picture. The cerebrum. Okay, and you have cerebrum, pons. In between that and brainstem, this green color called brainstem. Okay, in the brainstem, in between that you have a midbrain. Okay, this is mainly responsible for the reflexes of eye and ear. Reflexes of eye and ear. Okay, right, good. Next one is pons in the blue color. That certain reflexes like chewing, tasting, and saliva production regulated by this pons. Okay. So now we move on to the very important part of the brain. Very next, again, in green color, you can see that is called the green, entire green color is called the brain stem. The lower portion of the brain stem is called medulla oblongata. Okay, medulla oblongata, the lower part of the brain stem. Okay, this regulates very important functions. Okay, continuously regulates heart and blood vessel function. Okay, heart is not under our control. I mean, our conscious control. That automatically works. Okay, that function controlled by this particular center, medulla oblongata. Digestion. This also is not under our control. Okay, it is control. It controls respiration, swallowing, coughing, sneezing, and blood pressure. These all very vital function. These functions are controlled by the medulla oblongata. Remember, most of the accidents why death happens immediately due to head injury. Did the some any impact on this medulla oblongata? That's what people ask you to wear helmet. Okay, when you are wearing helmet, when you are falling through or throw out from the bike or some other things, you skip over it. When you are skipping, your head will not create any resistance against the ground, so that it's stuck. Okay, the particular helmet will give you the kind of smooth surface, so that your head will skip forward as your body moves. Okay, will not stuck immediately. Yeah. If any kind of a sudden stuck tilt of the neck may affect this medulla oblongata, I mean sudden death might be possible. Okay, so that wear helmet. Everyone says wear helmet, not mainly for breakdown of this skull bone and other things. Okay, main thing of prevent this medulla oblongata not to tilt immediately or any sudden tilt over it. Okay. Good. This is the respiratory center. Mainly, they used to call this one as a respiratory center of the or center for the respiration. So, in the entire respiratory function controlled by the medulla oblongata. Good. The second part of the central nervous system. Remember, the central nervous system constitutes of brain and spinal cord. Okay. The parallel nervous system is peripheral nervous system. I'll discuss little later. And main, there are different types of nervous system. Here we are talking about the central nervous system. The central nervous system consists of both the brain and the spinal cord. So what we saw just now, what we have seen now, they are parts and structure of the brain. Now we move on to the second part of the central nervous system. This is one of the important organ, spinal cord. Okay, good. It links between the brain and the nerves of the body. There are a number of nerves moves in the body, in the hand and the legs or other extremities. Okay, they are connecting to the spinal cord, and the spinal cord takes the information to the brain. Okay, some functions are most of the functions are controlled and regulated by the brain. Okay, those information from the different parts of the body carried by the nerves. That nerves connected only in the spinal cord. No nerves connected to the brain. Remember, okay? No nerves connected directly to the brain, but all the nerves are connected in the spinal cord. So that they call it's a link between nerves and brain. Okay, and right. That's 4 region. You would have, some people would have know that one. Then I mean spinal cord has 4 region: cervical, thoracic, and the lumbar region. Last one, sacrum region. Okay, this is common to even spinal column, vertebral column. Okay, this area depends on the number of bones here. Okay, if you see the orange color, that's a cervical region. All blue color called thoracic region, or thoracic bone, or thoracic nerve. They used to call here. These all cervical bones, vertebrae. This one thoracic. Here these 5 green color, all the 5 green color, all 5 green color lumbar region or lumbar bones. Here the sacrum. Okay, the last one. These are the different regions of the spinal cord, but the spinal cord will end here itself. Okay, but there may not be any continuation here at the sacrum level. Right. Okay, good. The efferent and the spinal nerves are goes here. Efferent and efferent. Efferent and efferent. Afferent and efferent. Look at these 2 words. Okay, spinal nerves. I'll tell you what is efferent, what is afferent. Okay, good. This about all about the spinal cord. Good. Now you look at this here. Good. Okay, this is the brain. The continuation of the brain is called spinal cord that ends here. Okay, almost the T4. Clear? Good. From this thing, many things, many nerves are passes out to different parts of the body. Those nerves, some nerves are called efferent nerve, some nerves are called afferent nerve. Efferent, this is efferent. Only slight different EA sound. Okay, efferent, afferent. Okay, what is afferent? Means sometimes they used to call afferent nerve. Okay, sensory nerves. That means taking the information from the different tissue to the brain, carries the information different from the different parts of the body to the brain. Okay, those nerves are called, those nerves defined as the efferent nerve. Okay, efferent nerve is just opposite function, carries the information from brain to different parts of the body. This efferent and afferent nerves together forms the peripheral nervous system. Remember, already we divide the nervous system into the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. Okay, this efferent and afferent nervous system together forms the peripheral nervous system. Periphery. You know what is the periphery? It's a side. Okay, it's not a main always, right? Good. Right. Do you have any doubt now? Any doubts? If you have any doubt, now ask. We move on to the peripheral nervous system.
Hello, Felix sir.
Yes.
Do we have to write all these diagrams in the examination, sir?
No need to put those many. I mean, whatever I have put many diagrams. Okay, don't put that. Any one diagram like a brain with all the lobes, Okay, if you see in net, there are many number of parts. Okay, cerebral cortex.
Yes,
Like that. Okay, no need to write those things. Okay, now you can put an overall picture. Okay, to give an idea to the examiner to understand. Okay. That's what I'm giving. I put many pictures to give you some better idea, but you can use only one brain structure, neat structure drawing.
I mean, in case if the question is asked in such a manner that we need to draw this afferent and efferent.
No, afferent, you don't need to draw any picture. This picture is very difficult to draw. I know that people may not ask this picture. Okay, but the afferent, you should explain it. What is afferent? What is efferent? That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Description part is okay, sir, but the diagram part we are scared.
Diagram no need. Okay, in this kind of things, very complex and things you no need to draw anything. Okay, but brain you can put a drawing. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Now look at this here. This cervical 6 and T1 to T12 is a number of T1 to T12 is a thoracic region, and L1 to L5 is a lumbar region. There are number of afferent nerves. Every nerves are named like what we name the vascular system, renal artery, carotid artery, radial artery, like that. Every artery is named same way. Every nerve is also named here. Okay. And look at the CNS and peripheral nervous system. This particular peripheral nervous system regulates the body outside of the central nervous system. Okay, they have a connectivity, but a certain function under their control when situation arises. Okay, so this outside of the central nervous system and the other nervous system called peripheral nervous system. This peripheral nervous system further divides into subdivided into somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system, including somatic, not somatic system, include a word somatic nervous system. Okay, I missed that one. Sorry. Okay, somatic system is totally different. Okay, somatic nervous system. Okay, and autonomic nervous system. Okay, the somatic nervous system. What here you can see the nerves. These are peripheral nerves. No, peripheral nervous system. Some nerves are somatic nervous, some nerves are autonomic nerves. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next. I can understand. Somatic system here, somatic nervous system. I spoke about the afferent. Okay. Remember here, the afferent. Afferent. Okay. The afferent means the sensory nerves. They used to call sensory neurons or sensory information. Sometimes they use the sensory nerves. Sensory means taking the information from the body parts to the brain. That's called sensory function. Okay. Just opposite, that is called afferent. Efferent means from brain to other party. That is other parts. That's called efferent. That function, otherwise, sometimes they termed as a motor function. Okay, sensory function, motor function, motor units, motor function, motor information, sensory information. What does it mean? Sensory information means the information goes from different parts of the body to the brain. That is called sensory information. Got the point here? Right. Motor information sense here, the information goes from the brain to the other parts of the body. Okay. Now you should understand what is afferent, what is efferent. Same meaning only, motor and sensory. Okay. Right. This somatic nervous system made up of nerves, number of nerves that connects the skin, sensory organs, and the skeletal muscle. Okay. This nerves does not make any independent function. Okay. They simply carries the information from the skin or from the sensory organs like tongue, hair, and these things travels like as a nerve impulses to the brain. Okay, this carrying function done by the somatic nervous system. Okay, all voluntary muscle movements in sense here, skeletal muscles. Okay, these are voluntary muscles. All muscles, bicep, tricep, chest muscles, thigh muscles, hamstring muscles, quadriceps muscles. These muscles movements controlled and regulated by the not controlled, regulated. These information from the muscles carrying through this somatic nervous system. Okay, and sometimes they process some external stimuli like hearing, touch, and sight. So very important part here. Autonomic nervous system. Okay, autonomic nervous system. Right. Already it's part of peripheral nervous system. Part of peripheral nervous system. Got it? Good. Some part peripheral is working as a somatic nervous system. The other part is called autonomic nervous system. The word itself you could understand autonomic. Okay, they work independently. Okay, they act independently of the body consciousness. Okay, for if most of the functions happens under our consciousness. Okay, if I want to lift something, I'll bend my hand and lift it. Okay, if I wanted to make a jump, I'll make a jump. Whenever I give some command to my brain will act and give information to the responsible muscle groups. That works. Suppose if any some poisonous insect falls on you, what will you do? Immediately you are react to it, jump off or run away. You got the point here? That functions are called autonomic, that functions are controlled by the autonomic nervous system independently. Okay, not in the processing in the brain. Okay, in spinal cord itself, that entire functions are processed. Immediately we are getting the response and reaction to the that particular situation. Okay, those actions are controlled and regulated by the autonomic nervous system. Okay, good. There are two types of autonomic nervous system here. One is sympathetic nervous system, that is SNS. The second one is parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, if you see this picture here, the all blue color, look at this, all blue color here. Okay, these all some the vertebral bones. Now inside you can see in the green color area. Okay, from T1 to L4, T1 to L4, there are many nerves goes out. Okay, there are many nerves. Those nerves are sympathetic nerve systems. Okay, you see here the purple color here, cranial nerves. This nerves are parasympathetic nerve system. Okay, so what happens here? Next slide we can see here. Okay, these are controlling autonomic movement. What is autonomic movement? Any immediate dangerous movement, or if you are touching any hot thing, I mean without mind, you are touching some hot object. What happens? Have you ever processing your movement? No, no, it is heat. I should take the hand. No, before you are thinking and making any action voluntarily, automatically some function controls us. Immediately we take off our hand from that hot object. Okay, that is the autonomic function. Okay, in this autonomic nervous system, sympathetic system is a vital for survival. Okay, vital for survival because this function usually occur during any danger situations, when the situation that requires alertness and energy, such sometimes facing danger or doing physical activity. Okay, when you're lifting or weight, when you're doing gym, we are lifting a barbell. Sometimes it feels heavy and falls down. What happens? Immediately your body moves when the falling weight. And the movement happens due to this activation of the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, you're facing some danger. What happens immediately? You cannot have any time to think and act. Immediately something has to be happen in order to fight or flight. Okay, fight or flight. You should decide. I mean, without your conscious, you decide whether you are going to. If any some dog is attacking you, the moment when you see whether you are going to attack or you are going to run. Some dogs runs 10 meters away. Some people will run away. Some people will go and fight with it. Okay, I mean, fight and flight means defend yourself or you're going to escape from that threat. Okay. During this time, the sympathetic nervous system activated, so that response is based on the sympathetic nervous system's reactions. Here, that's called sympathetic nervous system. Good. What happens when this sympathetic nervous system activated? Increases the cardiac output. Increases cardiac output. Already I told you on the situation that requires alertness, in the situation that requires the alertness and energy, like facing some dangers, immediate action, which definitely requires some energy and definitely requires high alertness. Okay, that time we have to increase our blood supply. We need to increase our energy supply. We need to increase, in order to increase the energy supply, we need more oxygen. So the breath rate has to be increased. Okay, these things controlled by the sympathetic nervous system that give commands immediately without our consciousness, giving command to all the vital organs to function faster, rapid actions. Okay, so so that what happens? The increasing the cardiac output. Cardiac output is nothing. The amount of blood pumped out from the left ventricle in 1 minute. Okay. This is not in our syllabus, so that I couldn't make it. 1 minute, how much amount of blood comes out of the heart? Okay, not heart, but especially the particular chamber called left ventricle. Okay, so each time the heart pumps out 70 ml of blood. but by 70 times it pumps out almost 5 liters of blood. So 1 minute, 5 liters of blood pumped out from the left ventricle. That is called cardiac output. That amount of the blood pumped out from the left ventricle, 1 minute. Okay, this will be increased. Suppose if we need more blood, more amount of blood should be come out, so that sympathetic nervous system activate and stimulate and give information to the heart to function faster, or increasing the heart rate. Due to increased heart rate, heart pumps more amount of blood. Okay, that's why they they mentioned here increasing the cardiac output. Okay, then accelerate the respiratory rate. A normal rate, you know very well, so approximately 15 to 20 times. Okay, every time it goes only half a liter of air inside and half a liter of air comes outside. But during this kind of any dangerous threat situations, what happens? This sympathetic nervous system stimulate and accelerate the respiratory rate. So if you fear, if something is chasing you, whether you are running or not, but your breath rate automatically will increase. Okay, in order to consume more amount of oxygen. Okay, good. Next, release the stored energy, because it's a metabolic activity. So it gives commands to the cellular level to produce more amount of ATPs. Okay. Next, dilate the people. People means dilate the people, that eye, the wide opening the eye. Okay, when something come towards you, you should have the clear vision. So you cannot think I should concentrate on the spot, because that moment is time is very less. Okay, very short time it may hit you. So automatically your people dilate so that you will have a clear vision. Right. Remember, uh, at the same time, the increasing and alerting and giving rapid action to the different type of other vital organs. At the same time, that inhibits the some activities that is not important for that dangerous movement. That is not important for that particular dangerous movement. Okay, that inhibits those action also. That means that reduces the digestion. Digestion is a regular process that happens. Okay, at the moment of the danger, that is not important activity need to be done. Okay, but before that we need to escape or fight. Okay, so they inhibit the sympathetic nervous system, inhibit the digestion and urination sometime. Okay, time always. Okay, but not only stimulating the some vital organs, as well as they inhibiting the some organs function that is not important for that particular dangerous situation. Good. Right, and the parasympathetic system counterbalance to the sympathetic system. Okay, sympathetic system always stimulate, increasing everything in order to create high alertness and fetch more energy from the cell in order to fight or defend that threat. Okay, but once the threat is gone, parasympathetic system brings down to the normal. There's a counterbalance. Okay, just opposite function to the sympathetic function. Okay, and it decreases the cardiac output, respiratory rate, calm down the mind. Okay, these function done by the parasympathetic system. Okay, uh, uh, now you can summarize here. The sympathetic system is known for the fight or flight responses. Okay, but the parasympathetic system is associated with the rest and digest. Okay, so that has gone. Okay, you can take some rest. Automatically, those senses giving some chemical receptors, and that activate the parasympathetic system, that gives relax and reducing the cardiac output, reducing the breath rate. These counter functions done by the parasympathetic system. But remember here, both system works simultaneously. Not when sympathetic system, when it works, doesn't mean that the parasympathetic system does not work. Okay, whenever the limitations also is there. Okay, when heart has the limitation, it can contract to the maximum heart rate is 220 minus age. Okay, but it should not exceed these kind of the times. This will give constant feedback to the heart to work within the limit. Okay, though it needs the immediate response to the sympathetic stimulation, the parasympathetic system also continuously or constantly gives the information in order to control the heart. Not only heart, and other organs which works to escape or fight the particular dangerous situation. Okay, right. that continuous coordinated way of balancing called autonomic tone, that balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic inputs, no, that particular word, they use a terminology called autonomic tone. Good. Now we need to understand a little tougher area of this particular thing. Now you see only overall thing. Okay, what is there, what is not there. Okay, now you see, you have to understand. Many people joining now keep on giving admit. Right. Autonomic nerve pathway. That means nerves from here brain, nerves goes like this. Okay, to reach to the finger. Okay, this nerve might be a somatic nerve, so that they carry only information, sensory information from this here to brain, or carries the information from brain to here. Okay, but there is two things you should understand. Okay, these neurons have two different structural, different type of structure formation. Okay, in the pathway. Pathway means in the line. Okay, there are two neurons involved here. One is pre-ganglionic neuron. Another one is post-ganglionic neuron. Okay, I think I can show you one more picture next. Okay, now look at this here. Okay, this is pre. This one, this is the central nervous system. You got the point here? Okay, sympathetic nerves goes here. This is one neuron. Neuron already I explained in the nervous tissue. Okay, it's a star-like cell. Nervous cell is called neuron. Okay, this neuron comes here. This is called pre-ganglionic neuron. It's very smaller. There is one particular area called sympathetic ganglion. Sympathetic ganglion. Ganglion is nothing but a collection of cell body here. Then another neuron is, this neuron is from the ganglion. We have one more neuron goes here. That's called post-ganglionic neuron. That joins the target organs or target tissue. Target tissue means maybe muscle or bone or whatever it may be. Okay. From here, this action produces here, goes here, and goes here. Okay. Thus, most of the information or chemical transfer, chemical discharges happens here. How the things, I mean, information passes from one neuron to other neuron. This is called ACH. Sometimes it's a little tougher. I'm taking only the important points to write. Okay. The ACH, acetylcholine. You can see it down, acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the one kind of chemical uh, that passes from the neuron. There's a ganglionic neuron, releases here in the synapse. The synapse, from the synapse, this neuron sends it the acetylcholine release. Then they carries the information from here to here. Okay. In this part, that they releases another type of chemical. Here you can see neuropharyngeal. This is the another kind of chemical released here. Okay, acetylcholine and neuropinephrine. Okay, remember this ganglion, you know that. Okay, synapse, sometimes the synaptic. This is called sometimes used as synapse. Okay, what is synapse? Synapse is a junction between two neurons. Okay, junction between two neurons. One nerve cell joins with the another neuron, another nerve cell. That junction is called synapse. Okay. Right. Do you have any doubt?
Sir, this is Archana here. Yeah, sir, you were mentioning regarding this, the sympathetic nervous system is related to the urinary functions also.
Urinary, inhibit the urinary function. Okay,
Yeah,
inhibit. Did you remember that inhibit in the sense?
Yeah.
What I say, the vital organs need to perform to in order to tackle that particular dangerous situation. Okay. Many things are rapidly increasing. Heart rate increases. Okay, but some function is not important, and that particular moment, particular situation, that sympathetic nervous system stimulate that also to work little lesser.
Okay. Yeah, I have a doubt, sir. Like, there are people who are suffering from this urinary incontinence. So, is this the
that is emotional aspect. Okay. I mean, you say fear. Sometimes they fear they are urinated.
Okay. Yeah.
That means what happens here? due to the sympathetic nerve stimulation that stops the function of the urinary area. What happens? They are unable to, the sphincter muscle unable to control the stop the urine. Automatic that goes off. That's it.
Right. Means this is also something similar to IBS then.
I don't know what is IBS.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
No. That might be some other reason, but here you should understand the concept. Okay. The concept is here. I mean, alertness. In order to create the movement related alertness. Okay. Whether that alertness must be a fight or escape. Okay. You need to going to defend it or you're going to run away from it. Okay. That moment. Whether you are going to escape. If someone is slapping you, what will you do? Sometime you will stop blocking with your hand. That is called defense. Or else what will you say? What will you do? You will take off your face. Immediately. That's escape. This thing, these two actions, remember, it is a very quick action in a short period of time, fraction of a second. We cannot consciously think and process and do that movement. Okay. So function happens automatically. That those things done by the sympathetic nervous system. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. This is Karthik Kanappan. சார் நாடிக்கும் நரம்புக்கும் என்ன வித்தியாசம் சார்?
ஒரு விஷயம் நீங்க கொஞ்சம் அதனால தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைமே நான் உங்களுக்கு சொன்னேன் இல்லையா? அதாவது இந்த யோகிக் பேட்டர்ன்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய டெர்மினாலஜிஸ் வந்து இதுல நீங்க ரிலேட் பண்ண முடியுமாங்கிறது எனக்கு டவுட்.
ஓகே சார்.
நாடிங்கிறது வந்து அவங்க எந்த இடத்துல சொல்லியிருக்காங்கிறதுல வந்து எனக்கு டவுட் இருக்கு. நாடின்னு சொல்றது வந்து அவங்க இந்த பல்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவீங்க இல்லையா? நம்ம ஹிரிஸ்ட்ல புடிச்சு பார்ப்பாங்க. அதானே நாடின்னு சொல்றீங்க? கரெக்டா? ஆமா கரெக்ட். நாடிங்கிறது உங்களோட ரிஸ்ட்ல வந்து புடிச்சு பாப்பாங்க. அதானே நாடி.
Excuse me, colleague sir. In yoga terminology, nadi means junction of nerves.
அது அப்படியே சொல்லிருக்காங்க. அதுக்காக தான் அவங்கள்ட்ட கேக்குறேன். நீங்க there are a lot of confusion, misconception over this kind of understanding. Remember, this is completely a scientific proven thing. That's what I'm discussing with you. Okay. நாடினா நீங்க என்ன சொல்லுவீங்க? புடிச்சு பாக்குறது நாடி புடிச்சு பாக்குறதுன்னு எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சதை சொல்றேன் இல்லையா?
But in yoga terminology,
இல்ல கரெக்ட் தான். அவங்க அந்த மாதிரியான தமிழ் படுத்தி இருக்காங்க, டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. ப்ராப்ளம் இஸ் ஹியர் டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன் இருக்கும் அங்க. புரியுதா இல்லையா?
ஓகே சார்.
இப்போ மிஸ்டர் தெனப்பன் கேக்குதா?
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
நாடினா நீங்க எதை சொல்லுவீங்கன்னு சொல்லுங்க. ஒரு 4 நாடி சொல்லுங்க, நான் அடுத்து சொல்றேன் உங்களுக்கு என்னன்றது டிஃபரன்ஸ்.
இடநாடி, பிங்கள நாடி.
பிங்கள நாடி எங்க இருக்கும்? இது எல்லாத்தையும் எங்க கண்டுபிடிப்பீங்கன்னு சொல்லுங்க.
அது கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது சரியா தெரியலையே சார்.
வேற யாராவது சொல்லுங்களா? வேற ஏதாவது சொன்னீங்கன்னு சொல்றேன். எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு நாடி பிடிச்சு பாக்குறதுன்னா சப்போஸ் டாக்டர்கிட்ட போன்றாங்களே, டாக்டர் பொண்ணு என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? ரிஸ்ட் பிடிச்சு பாக்குறாங்க இல்லையா?
கையில ரிஸ்ட்ல பாக்குறது
நாடி தானே அது இல்லையா? நான் கரெக்டான்னு மட்டும் சொல்ல, ஏன்னா நான் தப்பா சொல்லிட கூடாது. அதனாலதான் ஐ அம் கெட்டிங் கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் ஃப்ரம் யுவர் யோகி. கரெக்டா?
ஆமாங்க சார். ரிஸ்ட் பிடிக்குன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க.
Right. அங்க ஒருத்தர் இன்னொருத்தர் நமக்கு மிஸ்டர் இலியாஸ் பாஷா இஸ் மை classmate also. Okay. He has given one more definition. Are you agree with that? All of you?
No. In yoga.
No. I know you are giving explanation.
I'm not talking about
literature. Based on the literature. Okay. I do understand. I'm not say you are wrong. Okay. Just I want to give you some clarification. So this will help you to understand more. That's what I'm. What did you, Mr. Elias? What did you say that? Again, define it.
The junction of nerves.
Junction of nerves.
In our body, we have 72,000 nadis.
I got it. Okay, now we move to the other side. Wrist. Okay, they feel in the wrist. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That wrist part, no, that is not narambu kadiyadu. Actually, the wrist part
blood vein
artery. Okay, that is called radial artery. Now you get a confusion. What is rasta nalana enna? Nerve na enna உங்களுக்கு அந்த clarification தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். I'm sorry about here. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, so you should get more clarification. Even I have the confusion whenever they use some words, they say simply நரம்புன்னு சொல்லிடுவாங்க. ரத்தம் போறதையும் நரம்புன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இப்போ நான் சொன்னேன்ல nerve சொன்னேன்ல, that is நரம்பு சொல்றாங்க. What they are trying to explain it, I don't know. I need to talk to more yoga people like you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question? I want to play one more video. Before that, I stop my barking bug. I'll come back. Okay, please there. Right. I'm sorry. I'm back. Any more doubts do you have? Can I play a video to see you? Whatever I taught you, everything will come in that video. That too with all animated things.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'll play a video. Just see. Next, we'll move on to other part. This video readily available in the YouTube. You can see that. Okay, for your further references. One of the easy video to understand. Many videos are there, a little tougher, but this one very easy to understand. You can see that. I'll play that.
The great and mighty nervous system,
Sir,
Able to hear the sound?
or the brain as most of us call it.
hear the sound, ma.
This organ
Sorry,
unique
sir.
is that within it
Put
lies
it
the
in
ability
the
for
full screen.
humans
Sound
to
is okay?
itself.
Okay, fine, sir.
This feature distinguishes and sets the human species apart from the rest of creation. This ability is known as consciousness or intelligence. To begin, let's look at the primary function of the nervous system. The basic purpose is to coordinate all of the activities of the body. It enables the body to respond and adapt to changes that occur both inside and outside the body. Now, the nervous system is actually split into two parts: central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. We'll explore the peripheral later, but first, let's look at the central nervous system. The central nervous system is made up of two major structures: the brain and the spinal cord. As most people know, the brain is found within the cranium or skull, and there are 6 main sections among other structures within it. These 6 sections are the cerebrum, cerebellum, diencephalon, the midbrain, pons, and the medulla oblongata. The first section is the cerebrum. This is the largest section. It's divided into 2 major hemispheres, which are the right and left hemisphere. And the cerebrum is further divided into 4 lobes. These 4 lobes are the frontal, the parietal, the temporal, and the occipital. The frontal lobe is primarily responsible for reasoning and thought. The parietal is primarily responsible for integrating sensory information. The temporal is primarily responsible for processing auditory information from the ears. And the occipital is primarily responsible for processing visual information from the eyes. The second section of the brain is the cerebellum. This is the section located in the back of the head, below the cerebrum, and above the first cervical of the neck. It is responsible for muscle coordination, balance, posture, and muscle tone. The diencephalon section is found between the cerebrum and the midbrain. It contains 2 structures: thalamus and the hypothalamus. The thalamus behaves much like a relay station and directs sensory impulses to the cerebrum. controls and regulates autonomic nervous system functions such as temperature, appetite, water balance, sleep, blood vessel constriction and dilation. The hypothalamus also plays a role in the emotions such as anger, fear, pleasure, pain, and affection. The midbrain section is located below the cerebrum at the top of the brainstem. It is responsible for certain eye and auditory reflexes. Pons is located below the midbrain and in the brainstem. It is responsible for certain reflex actions such as chewing, tasting, and saliva production. And the last section is the medulla oblongata. It's the lowest part of the brainstem, and it connects with the spinal cord and is responsible for regulating heart and blood vessel function, digestion, respiration, swallowing, coughing, sneezing, and blood pressure. It's also known as the center for respiration. Now that we've covered the brain, let's take a look at the other half of the central nervous system, the spinal cord. The spinal cord is the link between the brain and the nerves and the rest of the body. The spinal cord is divided into 4 different regions: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and the afferent and efferent spinal nerves, which merge to form the peripheral nerves. The afferent spinal nerves are responsible for carrying information from the body to the brain. And the efferent spinal nerves are responsible for carrying information from the brain to the body. Now, within this elaborate system of nerves, neurons, and dendrites, there is a system that regulates the functions of the central nervous system, which lie outside its major components, such as the brain and the spinal cord. This system is known as the peripheral nervous system and is subdivided into 2 smaller systems: the somatic system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is responsible for carrying motor and sensory information both to and from the central nervous system. This system is made up of nerves that connect to the skin, sensory organs, and all skeletal muscles. The somatic system is also responsible for nearly all voluntary muscle movements, as well as for processing sensory information that arrives via external stimuli, including hearing, touch, and sight. The structures that allow this communication to happen between the nerves throughout the body and the central nervous system are known as the afferent sensory neurons and the efferent motor neurons. Now, afferent simply means conducting inward, and efferent means conducting outward. Just like in the spinal nerves, the afferent neurons take information from the nerves to the central nervous system, and the efferent neurons take information from the central nervous system to the muscle fibers throughout the body. The autonomic nervous system is further divided into the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is vital to our survival. Have you ever heard of the fight or flight response to danger? The sympathetic nervous system revs up the body when confronted with imminent danger to either defend yourself or to escape the threat. The parasympathetic nervous system is the counterbalance to the sympathetic response to danger, whether real or imagined. Once the threat is gone, the parasympathetic brings all the systems of the body back to normal. Now, at this point, you should have a basic understanding of the nervous system. But let's do a quick recap. The basic purpose of the nervous system is to coordinate all the activities in the body. It enables the body to respond and adapt to changes that occur both inside and outside the body. The 2 major parts of the nervous system are the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is also divided into 2 major structures: the brain and the spinal cord. The brain is found within the skull or cranium and is made up of 6 main sections. These 6 sections are the cerebrum, cerebellum, diencephalon, the midbrain, pons, and the medulla oblongata. The other half of the central nervous system is the spinal cord. The spinal cord is the link between the brain and the nerves and the rest of the body. The spinal cord is divided into four different regions: the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and afferent and efferent spinal nerves, which merge to form the peripheral nerves. Now that we know the brain and spinal cord primarily make up the central nervous system, let's look at the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is essentially the nervous system outside of the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system is then subdivided into two smaller systems called the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. So, as you can see, the nervous system is quite complex. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Thanks for watching. Look for more videos on the nervous system at cteskills.com.
Right. Have you got some idea?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt you can ask.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
Clear, sir.
Okay. But already at that video itself, they told you it's just the tip of iceberg. Okay, it's a very complex iceberg. We do not know under the water. You know what is iceberg? Okay, only a very small portion will come off from the sea level. You will see a very small piece, but under that, under the sea, we can see a very big iceberg. Okay, like that. This nervous system, a very complex system. And try to read more. Try to see some more videos so you can get it. Okay. Right. Move on to the next. Right. Now we move on to the urinary system. Okay. Another system. I wanted to make it a little shorter. Within 30 minutes, we have to finish it. Okay. Now you should understand here. If you see the syllabus, there are some terminology involved: kidney, urethra, bladder, and urethra. Okay. So this urinary system are made up of two kidneys here. Okay. Two tubes. This collecting tube called ureter, and one collecting bag is called urinary bladder, and one releasing tube is called urethra. These all some organs works together to function urinary to form urine. Okay. Now you able to see that. Now, other than the blue color and the red color tubes are called blood vessels. Okay, and the red color is artery, blue color is a vein. Already I told you. Now, for your understanding, I'll make it little this way. This is a kidney. And it's a cross section of the kidney after cutting what is inside. Okay. Now, this one is called ureter, bladder, and urethra. Yeah. Now you see here, when cut section, there are sections inside. There are different parts inside the kidney. It's called pyramid. I'll go to the next thing. Now you can see that the parts of the kidney here. Okay. This is called pyramid. Wait a moment. I'm sorry. I have another disturbance. I'll come back in 1 minute. Yeah, I'm back. Right. This area is called cortex. This area called cortex. This one is called a pyramid. If you can see that word somewhere in pyramid. Okay. Now this one is called renal pelvis. Okay, good. This cross section of the kidney. Okay, where the blood vessels enters and branches out into the smaller branches like this and passes through. Okay, this is the area called cortex. Already I told you. Okay, this particular cortex contains many sub-units, smaller units. Okay, that smaller units are called nephron. Okay, already we use the similar word neuron. Neuron is a nerve cell. Nephron is a kidney cell. Remember, nephron is a kidney cell. This nephron, one unit of nephron, actually filtering the urine. Okay, only filtering the blood and create the urine. Right, that name is nephron. In this region, you can find millions of neurons are located here in this area. This cortex area, millions of nephrons are located housed here. Yeah, good. This here, what happens in this area composed of many nephrons. They segregate the urine and passes into this area. The urinary, this pelvis collecting all the urines and enters into the urethra. Those that enters into the urethra, then goes down and collected in the bag called bladder here. Okay, good. This is a simple anatomy of the what we call kidney. I give you some time to draw mild picture. I mean, two-dimensional picture. You can make it in your paper and try to follow all these things, parts of the kidney. Okay, and the smaller unit of the kidney is called nephron here. Okay, I'll give you the other parts of this nephron here. Okay, look at this. These all some substances are absorbed and reabsorbed and secreted. Okay, glucose, amino acids, protein, vitamins, lactate. These things are separated from the blood and are again reabsorbed. Okay, look at this part, this particular area, and another tube here. Descending. This is ascending tube. This is the collecting tube. Okay, I'll give you the all names next. Okay, now look at this here. The same thing with little complex picture here. This is the glomerulus. They used to call glomerulus or Bowman's capsule. Glomerulus or Bowman's capsule. Here, the artery goes, further branches out into the smaller capillaries. Clear? What happens inside? The blood is filtered. Okay, once the filtered blood enters here, but blood will come out, but the many substances from the blood are filtered and enters into this tube. Enters into this tube. Okay, this tube. If it is a proximal tube, it's very closer to the glomerulus. That's a proximal tubule. Okay, many things happens here. Many substances are coming here. Okay, again, if you see this, this is entry, branches out, blood is filtered. The filtered substance enters here. Again, if you see this red color blood vessel comes and covering here, runs through it. Clear? Surrounding these tubules here. Okay, what happens once the filter happens here? The urine goes here. But irrespective of anything, the glomerulus filters most of the essential substances also, essential salts, essential nutrients also is filtered here. Once they passes through in this tubule, this blood vessel reabsorbs the important nutrients that is essential to the body. Reabsorption here. Okay, remember this word. I'll give you why it happens a little later. I'll tell you. Okay. Till this moment, this is the collecting tube here. Okay, urine is separated here, and that urine, that separated substance comes here, reabsorbed essential things by again back to the bloodstream. The rest of the things will come uncollected here. This one, this collecting tubule will be here. in the pelvis of that one. So it releases urine here. They are coming here, goes down and collected in the back called urinary bladder. Okay. So here the smaller unit is called nephron, does the filtration of the blood. Okay. That's the main function of the urinary system. Now look at this little larger picture. What happens? This is the blood vessel collected. This is descending, this is ascending, till that reaches its filter completely. Only the waste products will be comes here. Only waste product. Rest of the essential things are really absorbed by the same blood vessel in these areas. Now functions of the urinary system. Okay. What are the functions of the urinary system? So that regulates the blood volume. Okay. Excessive amount of water removed. Excessive amount of salt removed. Sodium, potassium, calcium, these are salts. These salts are removed from blood at the kidney. Regulate the blood pressure. Okay. And regulate the pH homeostasis. Homeostasis is a balanced state. pH means potential hydrogen. Okay. Contribution to the production of the red blood cells by kidney. Have you ever heard about the erythropoietin? EPO or EPO. EPO, erythropoietin, is another type of hormone secreted by the kidney. This hormone stimulates the bone marrow to create more number of red blood cells. Okay, this kidney sense it if the number of red blood cells is count goes down. The kidney secretes one hormone, erythropoietin, and this hormone travels through the blood and stimulate the bone marrow to produce more red blood cells. Okay. Sometimes someone asked me that day, anemia, what are the reason for the anemia? No, anemia, many reasons. But due to if you feel anemic, that means the oxygen carrying capacity will go down. Okay. That time we need more red blood cells. This thing identified, once it identified, the kidney secrete the erythropoietin. That's what they say here, contribute to the production of the red blood cells by the kidney. Right. Helps to synthesize calcitriol. That means it's an active form of vitamin D. Okay. Vitamin D is is one essential nutrient. That essential nutrient cannot be used as a vitamin D. That has to be transferred into the calcitriol. Okay. Good. And mainly they collect urea and uric acid. That is eliminated through both eliminated through the urination. Okay. Now you should remember every day we are passing nearly 1.5 liter to 2 liters of urination. Okay, but actually it depends on the water intake, hydration, and the level of activity and the weather. But it varies, depends on this important factor. But in the glomerular filtration, that is called glomerular filtration. Then the glomerular filtered substances again reabsorbed by the other blood vessel. Okay, glomerular filtration alone nearly 150 liters per day. Okay, 150 liters per day they filtering the blood, but we again urinate only 1.5 liter at the end of the recollection or reabsorption of the glomerular filtered substance that enters into the convoluted tubules. Okay, so approximately each day adult human for only 1.5 to 2 liters of urination, but they filter nearly 150 liters per day. But all the things are not excreted, but we are finally filtering. Finally, we are releasing only 1.5 liter, 2 liters, but that depends on the hydration, level of activity, and then the weather. Okay. This is something related to your urinary system. Right. With this, we'll complete today. Any doubt you can ask.
So what are the functions of convex and concave.
Convex and concave. Where is that one? Is there anything? Convoluted tubule. This one convoluted. Convex and convex is comes around something called in physics. They used to have here is convolus. Okay, convoluted tubule here. Convoluted means that like a network kind of thing, no? Joining with other this
Joining with
structure,
other tubes.
the tube, not joining. Only this surrounded by other tube. I mean blood vessel also bending like that. That's distal means a little distance, approximate, closer to the particular thing.
Sir, I'm Vivekanandan. I'm asking one doubt, sir. Hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Normally, you told that 1.5 liters of urine.
Approximately.
In the winter time, it will be more, and
Yeah,
summer.
that's what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling here. It depends on the hydration, level of activity, as well as your weather. You are talking about weather, winter time. Correct. Okay.
Oh.
It's up. It's 1.5 liter, 2.5 liter at the maximum. It may be released from the, I mean, excreted every day. But due to excessive activity, body need more amount of water. So only they take more amount of water. The concentrated urine will come out during excessive activity. You cannot urine more because due to water loss through this fatigue.
Okay.
You got to find it. If you have less hydration, you are drinking very less amount of water every day. What happens? Body need more water. The water balance has to be maintained. Okay, temperature has to be maintained. Okay, so water body retain the amount of water needs. Okay, rest of the water will be segregated. I mean filtered. Okay, at that time you will get a very less amount of urination. Okay, and winter time it comes no sweating, no physical activity means the exact amount of filtration will go off. Because the concentration of the urine also important because it depends the level of salt, the urea. Okay, if more amount of area need, that means that has to be dissolved in the water. So more amount of water needs. Okay, the concentrated thing only make some the stone, some salt formed as a stone inside, or other information.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, Swarna Gauri here.
Yes.
What are the important parts that we have to label in the kidney diagram,
Right,
sir?
kidney. I'll come back again. That's what I'm doing. This look at this here. This is like a bean shape, correct? Very simple to write. Okay, one tube here. That's urethra. Right. Here only put these pyramids 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pyramids. Okay. Rest of the things we cannot show here inside. Okay. Only we can label them. Clear?
Okay, what are the important things that we have to pick up for labeling, sir? There are so many.
Make a pyramid, this pyramid. Okay. One here, the renal pelvis. Wherever you see renal, it's related to kidney. Okay, renal artery, renal veins like that. Okay, renal pelvis. And the cortex. Cortex is the place where the all nephrons are located. Okay, this is called capsule. Capsule already you know. Capsule is a covering. Right? If you are able to put this renal vein and renal artery, you can put. If you, it is not compulsory. Just leave it. Okay. And there is one renal nerve also enters inside. Okay, to regulate this function. So this one is called ureter. The ureter already you see here. This is the ureter here. Now look at this overall picture. If they ask you urinary system, put 2 kidneys, ureter, bladder, and urethra. Okay. If they ask only kidney, just draw this one. If they ask you the function of the kidney like that, make this picture. Okay, then you have to explain little word. Okay, glomerular filtration. So once the glomerular filtration takes all the substances here in convoluted tubule, it's more amount of water goes and more amount of excessive amount of minerals and the nutrients also passes through this one. In order to prevent to eliminating those essential things, again the blood vessels here, you can see the blood vessels surrounding the convoluted tubule. This tubule, that blood vessel again reabsorbing the eliminated and important nutrients back to the bloodstream. Only the remaining substance that in the form of urine comes here and collected by the collecting duct. Okay, this collecting duct will take entry here. This pelvis. Okay, many collecting duct will reach here. Each collecting duct releases some urine here. That urine passes here and go and collected by the urinary bladder here. Urinary bladder here. So picture this important picture, and this is the overall picture. Okay, then function, you just take this function, regulation, all regulation purposes, blood volume, because water balance, the blood volume depends on the water balance. Okay, and then the salt balance, both done by the kidney. Okay, the amount of water they takes out. Okay, the excessive water also will come out. Okay. Blood pressure maintenance.
Felix, sir.
Yes.
Sir, do you have previous year question paper, sir?
Actually, MSc, you are the first year for us, correct?
Yes, sir.
This year onwards, they have changed the new stream. Okay, previously they have their own exam. We only collect, run classes and leave the mark to them. Okay.
Okay.
This time they have a semester system. Previously, they don't have any semester system. Everything is new this year. Okay. So I have to ask the university. The problem is here, they are not responding, in very frank to say here, promptly.
Okay.
So I do all the collection of the study materials and other things. I segregate everything. I put in the folder. I put in the classroom. But whenever I receive it, I'll leave it to you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
One more thing. The stored waste product.
Yes.
Mainly uric and uric acid.
Mr. Senthil Kumar, you asking go louder. Ask something. Louder. Yes, yes. Ask little louder. No, check your signal strength. Check your signal strength. Okay. You are fainting your voice. Faintly your voice.
Stored waste product.
Waste product.
Mainly uric and uric.
Yeah.
Uric acid and urea.
Uric acid and urea different, sir.
Stores waste product.
No, not stores. Stores waste product before it and other products are removed from the body. Other products removed. The second line is important here. Okay, and the thing is, most of the function metabolic activities, the byproducts. Okay, if your carbohydrate breakdown, end of the carbohydrate metabolism will get a carbon dioxide as well as water. Okay. Same way, some protein metabolism will get a lot of nitrogen. Okay, that nitrogen converted into uric acid, then it converted into urea. That urea is dissolved in the water. That in the form of urine will excrete it. Okay, so the urea is something related to nitrogen, and the nitrogen released by the protein metabolism. Okay, protein is another kind of say energy molecule and building blocks of entire body. Okay, so we eat a lot of proteins. Those protein after digestion, they release some nitrogen. Those nitrogens and amino acids are collected in the form of uric acid and urea. Okay, they changes into the urea, and they are dissolved in the water, because so that we need to drink a lot of water. So once the dissolved form only, it can be sent out from the body, dissolved in the water. Okay, this is the function here.
Sir, this is Devi Bala.
Yes.
Sir, thank you thank you so much for taking this much pain to make us understand all the concepts and other things, sir. But sir, the only thing which we need from you is that can you say that 1 month prior to the of when the examination is getting started? Because
daily I'm talking about this, correct? Okay, the problem is today, yesterday, if you see the TVs and things, UGC is, insisting the universities and other colleges to have the examination for the final years before September. Okay, central government says no school will open till December, no college will open December.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and university has to take a decision on this one. But another thing is, for first year and second year, everything is cancelled. Government order is there already. Government, have given us a notification. You should cancel your first year and second year. Not the first year, first year, second year for UG courses. Okay, so only the third year might have examination.
Okay.
I don't think MSc first year or BSc first year might have any examination. Okay.
Okay.
But,
because the subjects are very as all the professors end of the class they inform us that they have taken only the, as you told me, the eyes tip of the, you have shown only the base of whatever thing that is in the course, right sir? But if you want to get detail of it, we have to have some time to understand and make make our own notes.
That's what I give you for this syllabus. I give you some other assignment. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whatever I taught you today or in the previous classes, as well as the assignment. Most of things will come under that one only. Nothing will come beyond that syllabus. Look at that syllabus. Look at the syllabus. Every sentences will be a question. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Every topic will be a question. They will not ask more deep into that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, Felix, sir.
Yes, yes.
For the last assignment which you were given, you said ear, eyes, and tongue. You have given an assignment. Either
Skin,
one
all
we can
sensory
do,
organs,
or
skin, ear, eyes, tongue. Okay.
Yes. Any one we can do it as assignment,
right,
or
because I don't know what question they'll ask. Okay. If they ask any one sensory organ, it is under their choice.
Okay. Okay, sir.
They may give you any one skin or like what ear or eye, like that. Okay.
Okay.
So
What is the today's assignment, sir? In case if it is.
What I wanted to tell you here, yesterday also I told you one assignment. I told you to take functions of liver, pancreas, and functions and hormone. Sorry, different type different type of endocrine glands and their secretion and function. Okay, these are only theoretical. You can read. Okay, whatever I given that list to you, only theoretical part you can easily learn. Okay, but inside very tough area. Endocrine system, one of the very complex as like nervous system. Okay, sometimes they act as a chemical, sometimes they act as a neurological marker, sometimes there's a cursor, a metabolic cursor, sometimes they induce something. Okay, so many thousands of hormones are there. What you are going to read, what you are going to write, those glands and other things are very popular and very essential hormones only you are going to write. Okay, like a growth hormone, what is the function of the growth hormone? Okay, that regulates the growth and development of the body. That's only one sentence. Okay, same pituitary gland has another thing. So stimulating, all stimulating, thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay, gonad stimulating hormone. Like that, there are many numbers. Thyroxine. What is the function of the thyroxine? Like adrenaline. Adrenals.
Metabolic rate.
Metabolic rate, like that. Okay, thyroxine, thyroid, parathyroid. All something only function and the name and the terminology that they used for the hormone name. Okay, that's important. That they started putting attendance. Okay.
Felix, sir.
Yes, good.
What are the theory papers we are going to appear in PG diploma in yoga?
Look at that. Did you see that? You didn't see the syllabus. Okay.
No, I didn't get the syllabus.
I have sent to everyone. Okay, ask people because I'm not putting individually. Okay, I'll put common idea. So however, I'll help you out. Okay, then there is syllabus for you. There is
already I have completed my PG diploma in Annamalai University, where we had only 3 papers.
Oh, you have 4 papers and plus 2 practical, I guess. Okay, I'll check and let
okay. Oh, okay.
Right. Good. So I want to give you all MSc and other people. Okay. We have 2 classes today, 2 parallel classes here. Okay. One group will go to the yoga therapy. One group will go to psychology, yogic psychology. All MSc people remember the second semester 6th paper. Okay, not a first semester paper. MSc, all MSc. Okay. Dr. James is going to handle a class that one. For BSc also second semester paper. Because we need to complete within another 1 month or 2 months, we need to complete all the portion for the whole year, because you missed out already the first semester. I don't think they'll conduct again. Okay, but however, we need to complete the portion. You attend the evening classes. Okay, both MSc. The other people, Dr. Komla will handle yoga therapy. Other set of people. Okay. Any doubt you can ask, or else we can complete this.
What about the study material of naturopathy, sir? Any update?
Naturopathy already sent, some naturotherapy. See that. Look at your syllabus. Look at
Did
that
you
syllabus.
update in the naturopathy diploma in the naturopathy?
No. Remember, those people what they have sent. I mean, via TNPSU University, they haven't even changed the front page. Okay, MSY, UPGDYN like that. Okay, but they simply send. That creates a lot of difficulty to segregate them. Then we, out of our own interest, we are selecting the papers. Okay, the both are same. I'm sending to you. Okay, don't confuse about the MSY or something. Subject is same, content is same.
So, sir, what in the classroom where you have updated the study material, we couldn't access the MSc
No,
class.
MSc, MSc you cannot go in, but I in the WhatsApp group I have shared that attached on the both yoga therapy as well as natural therapy. Your WhatsApp group. Yesterday or day before yesterday? Yesterday, I think.
Sir, in Google Meet, sir, always I'm joining the class and again I'm disconnecting, sir. Again I'm joining the class, again I'm disconnecting.
Okay,
sir.
okay. It's a problem. Only we have the Zoom. That may not happen because we are subscribed to Zoom already. But only the few groups are only few people are there in that particular group. So that we are going with Meet only for this week. Next week onwards we'll solve that problem. Okay.
Yesterday more than 30 minutes I have not
Okay. I'll put the
heard the
attendance form.
class.
Every 30 minutes I'll take attendance so that every 30 minutes I'll take the attendance in that one. Okay. So your name will be there.
Sir, today even for,
okay, sir.
Yes.
sir, even for yoga today, Komala madam diploma.
Yoga therapy. And the subject is yoga therapy.
Okay, for diploma in yoga and
You also
naturopathy.
join,
also,
okay, PG diploma, natural therapy as the yoga therapy, okay. But some partial syllabus are there in the your naturopathy, partially, okay.
Okay.
So that you attend that class.
Yeah.
Right,
So
PSC,
you had told that you are giving some assignment for diploma students
diploma,
also.
I tell you, okay, I diploma, I'll give you, okay. Some, you know about blood grouping?
Sir, it was not audible to me. Once more,
Blood
can you
grouping is there in that syllabus, blood grouping?
Blood grouping, I need to check, sir, but blood is there.
Blood already we have completed, no composite blood.
Yeah.
But if the blood grouping is there, just you can do that one. If any doubt, ask me, I'll help you out, okay?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, last date for the assignment you said Friday, no, sir?
Friday.
So yesterday you gave assignment. What is the last
that
date?
is your preparatory assignment, preparation for your examination preparation.
Okay.
Those
We need
parts,
not write.
No, you should write. Why you write and show me? Then how will you study? Okay, do you believe yourself that you will study and understand?
Sir,
whom
last
I
date,
speak
sir,
now?
for that last date.
Make it next week, okay?
Okay,
Next
sir.
Friday.
Can you just repeat, sir? Yesterday's I don't.
Yesterday, a hormone, endocrine glands and hormone and their function, okay? And the functions of liver, pancreas.
Okay.
That the pancreas, liver comes under the digestive system. This is a separate system, endocrine system, okay?
Okay, sir. Endocrine system and hormones.
Hormones.
Okay.
Right. You just put that your one type of your course name and leave it in this third box. We will consider as reference. Then once you finish it, you can leave this. 2 o'clock, we will send you the link. Okay. All BSc and MSc will go to the one group. I'll send you the link. Okay. Psychology paper second semester paper number 6. Okay, take that one. Yogic psychology. Rest of you will go to the yoga therapy. Dr. Komala will handle the class. Right. Mamla madam?
Yes, sir, yes.
Just give them 1 minute for typing there. Now 17 goes up. Okay, now it's up.
Then after that I will write.
After that, just you end the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
No need type your name. Only leave or type your course. Name automatically will appear with us. Okay. Your chat box name will be there. Only put your course name. No need of type your name again.
Hello, Felix sir. Felix sir.